Woodbury Down, northern end of the London Borough, Hackney. You hear stories of social cleansing, people treating really badly here the people that were living in the social housing stock that was here before it was demolished to make way for these apartments. I'm not here to look at another travesty of urban regeneration. I'm actually here for the Woodbury Wetlands open weekend. So today is the first anniversary celebrations of the opening of the Woodbury Wetlands, which is been set up by the London Wildlife Trust, who do great work all across London, preserving habitats such as this and opening them up to the public. So this is still a operational reservoir. I spoke to the lovely people from the London Wildlife Trust who now are running this site along with Thames Water, but they've done all their ecological and environmental work here. And yeah, it's fed by the New River, which is a 17th century aqueduct built to bring fresh drinking water into London, and it's still doing it, which I didn't realise we still drank water out of the New River. So this reservoir here is fed by the New River. And then water from here is then fed into the reservoirs at Walthamstow via a conduit which you won't be able to see on this image here, but it's just below that middle tower block. The tree in front of it, at the bottom of that tree, is the opening to a little conduit which flows beneath the streets all the way down to Walthamstow. This is another example of a kind of precious asset that was saved by community action. 25-30 years ago, apparently, I was told they wanted to build here, and local activists managed to save this site. There'll be some reed warblers down there, warbling away. May Day tomorrow, the hawthorn blossom is out. It smells lovely. So this view actually gives you a cross-section of the so-called estate regeneration which is happening on Woodbury Down. Here you have some of the existing social housing stock. And then here you have the new housing which is being built, which in the majority of which is being sold in the private sector, built on the site of previous social housing. About 2,000 homes are being demolished to make way for 5,000 new homes, only a portion of which will go back into social rent or part ownership. The rest of it is going, as you can imagine, for sky-high prices. This is where the water flows out of the reservoir and then goes underground, passes across North London and into the reservoirs at Walthamstow. It's interesting, we take our kind of tap water for granted. We just turn the tap on, get a glass of water, don't think about it, but how often do you really think about where that's actually come from? And I'm still tickled with the idea that we're still partly dependent on 17th century engineering to provide at least some of our drinking water, the water that flows into this reservoir here and then goes out through a pipe into the reservoirs at Walthamstow.
Thank you. Bien shukwer. Shukwer means nice one or good on ya. It's a Yiddish word. So we're playing Klezmer music, which is...
And here we have the New River, gently trundling down from Hertfordshire to the Angel. So the New River path here. I think I'm coming up towards Seven Sisters Road. It's always very sad to see the white bikes here, left here to mark the spot of a cyclist who's been killed. Very powerful symbol, I think. And here's the person who very tragically died. I wasn't really planning on doing a big walk today, or any kind of walk really, but I was urged to come up to Woodbury Wetlands by Vivian from the brilliant Essential Newham bookshop. So now I'm out here, I think I will just wander along this section of the New River Path. So this section of the New River does go in a big loop, and I think I'm now heading back towards Harringay Green Lanes. It's interesting that the shopping park here is built on the site of the Harringay Arena, 1936-1978. It was a large indoor stadium seating 10,000 people and designed for ice hockey, which was becoming popular in 1936. That's amazing. It was also used for boxing and a number of world title fights. The Horse of the Year show was held here. Indoor events of the London Olympic Games. Closed in 1958. And this is the Harringay Arena today. B&Q, Sports Direct, TK Maxx, Carphone Warehouse, Subway, Fitness First, Costa, Pound Shop, some other shops, and a big Sainsbury's. Not only is that a really lovely building, but it's also an artist village. It's artist studios. It's in the industrial estate that sits just below the New River, and it's just along from actually the New River Studios. Two clusters of artist spaces on the edge of an industrial zone. After looping round on the New River path back to Harringay Green Lanes, after I had a sandwich I decided to loop back again and finish the walk. That didn't really feel like a very adequate walk, so I'm going down now towards Springfield Park, down to the reservoirs, linking up the two sets of reservoirs. Well, that's the idea anyway. Let's see where I do end up. There's a beautiful geometry to that estate plan. This Amherst Park, Samuel Lewis Housing Trust estate. So I'm on the edge of Clapton Common, and this looks like a blitz site, doesn't it? I think I have a photograph of what was here before. From memory I'd say there was a tower block here. I think I photographed it a few years ago. Yeah, it's Tower Court. So this here is the Georgian Orthodox Cathedral Church. It's really quite a beautiful building. I think there's an interesting story though behind its history, which I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I will add that information. So the church was built by an interesting sounding religious group. I think you pronounce it Agapemonite. Put it up on the screen actually, and they sound like a Victorian sex cult, but the building does contain sort of imagery and symbolism associated with basically a sex cult essentially, and there's references to Blake's Jerusalem and the figures on the roof. They naturally descended into scandal and abandoned the building, not after one of the leaders who claimed he was a messiah attempting to walk across Clapton Pond, which, as you can probably imagine, ended badly. going to drop down off the ridge down Spring Hill, which is part of the Green Chain Walk. And now descending into my beloved Lea Valley. Springfield Park, genuinely one of the great parks of London. Certainly one of my favourites. And like many others, it's the grounds of once a grand mansion, which is now a municipal building where you can go for a coffee. It's a nice cafe there, beautiful view over the Lea Valley. This park and the cafe, a favourite haunt of the great Ian Sinclair. And the Walthamstow reservoirs are just the other side of those trees. The Coppermill water treatment works, where is the other end of that conduit that comes out of the Woodbury Wetlands. Did a really lovely walk here with my family. I think it was last autumn. Got some sandwiches and sat on top of the hill and looked out over the view. It was really gorgeous. We walked back along the towpath, across Leighton Marshes, back through the waterworks and home. Glorious River Lea Navigation. Oh, it's such a good feeling when I cross this stretch of water. Walthamstow Marshes, but this deserves a video of its own. It's about to get dark in the next 10 minutes, so it's not a time to explore Walthamstow Marshes, but I am going to make a video covering this area here. But that will be on another day. Walking under this tunnel, which you have to crouch to get under when a train's going overhead, is an interesting experience. It's quite, it's very low. Imagine a train rattling overhead right now. Here's the Coppermill stream, trundling down from the high ground to make its confluence with the River Lea down here at Springfield Marina. So here we are near the end of the walk at the Walthamstow reservoirs. The Walthamstow Wetlands officially opens in autumn this year, but I think actually it is unofficially already open. I think you can come round parts of it now. And this is the Coppermill Lane water treatment works, where that water that we saw earlier on at Woodbury Wetlands, the little conduit that flows out of the East Reservoir, makes its way here. This is one of the most important places in London, isn't it? If you live in East London or North East London, there's a good chance this is where your tap water is going to come from. It's a great place to end the walk. Well, end the video. Still, I'll get home.